What was your business ventures before your experience with Knickerbocker?
Well, I started out with Ferris, and that was about 2 or 3 years ago, I want to say. I don't even know. But Ferris, similar to clothing as well. It started on like so goods that we could produce multiples of, and then we did, one-off items. And it just became very difficult to really like generate good revenue from that. I just had sort of the idea of bringing production in-house and being able to do everything, through my own factory, just where it makes sense to generate better profit margins, etc. Being vertically integrated.
What was your inspiration or motivations in pursuing this trade?
It's funny because all my friends who know me well, they say I keep getting gayer and gayer. Because I started with snowboarding, and that's how I was first exposed to like clothing. When I rode for Billabong, and then I was playing soccer, and then now I'm a fashion designer. So it's fun because I like it on the business side of things because it's a really demanding industry. But then I also love the design and the art of it. I mean, clothing is like it's the number one expression, but it's also what people take for granted. So it's, if you can create something where people use it every day and express themselves through it, and create something that they don't take for granted, it's a good.
What is Knickerbocker? Like, what is your product and service in your?
So we started out as a service and manufacturing for a lot of other brands in the United States, and we manufactured for a few people internationally as well. So the main thing is you take on a lot of these other orders just to keep your operators busy at all times, but your number one priority is your own product just because you make so much more off it.
What challenges did you have in growing with Knickerbocker?
Yeah, money, machinery, labor, just like all those things kind of they all definitely connect there.
How did you get those startup costs? Like, what were the steps in getting those?
Well, this factory that we took over, it was like a 60-year-old, family-owned factory. So it was started by the father, passed down to the son. When I was at Ferris, I was working with the son, who was also an old man. He's like in his 60s, almost 70. And we were manufacturing some stuff together for him. That's how we got in touch. And then I was working with my partners now at the same time. He had all this machinery and everything. He was looking to pass it on. And we were just sort of in the right place at the right time. And he gave us a deal. And we came back the next day and we cut his offer in half. And he's like, all right, you got a deal.
You guys think your target market is at this point?
Our product it's at a higher price point. So it's more about you got to be in a place that has more of a sense of culture. And big cities just tend to have that, whether it's Austin or New York or, it's like finding like that man or like group of men which basically appreciate these like well-crafted, goods. Other than that, Japan, we do more in sales in Japan than anywhere else. Right?
What do you believe your unique benefit through Knickerbocker is?
Just having the manufacturing on our side, we can like generate orders quicker. I mean, you're in like fashion, one of the fastest moving industries, and it's also the component of like transparency, where you see like made in China or things like that. Everything's made in the States. It's made by us. People know they can get in touch with the people who made the goods.
What do you believe makes your company successful, and how do you measure your success?
I don't know. It's tough. Like we basically, when it came to manufacturing, I mean that's how we started, and it was really about bringing like a level of marketing to manufacturing that hasn't really been done. Looking back at it, that was probably one of like the biggest, generators of followers and etc. Um, and then it's just we're not reinventing the wheel. We're doing menswear. It's not like we're doing some crazy avant-garde like type shit. It's just really it's more like it's men's classics, men's silhouettes with like a little bit of a twist. So more than anything, it's just what's behind the product. And our consumers, for the most part, are really attached to the whole idea of manufacturing your own goods and ethical production and doing it all in the States.
Hi. What I found that was interesting with AJ's interview was that he took an existing manufacturing company that had been operating for 60 years and revitalized that company with connections that he had made with his first business venture in New York. And with those connections, he also pushed his further vision of vertical integration where he can customize and work with customers on their products. He also pushed the importance of USA made and manufactured, and that customers felt that it was ethical and that they felt more comfortable with a USA product.